Hi, my name is Sophia Bothwell. I'm the author of Healing the Eating Habit, Simply Full, True Slimness, My Life, My Way, and novels The False Coin, Wildflower Woman, and Sometimes We Cry When Freedom Comes. In this section of my channel, I'm calling it Sofia Speaks because I do believe that people's experiences have a lot to say. From olden times in tribes where people would pass a talking stick and the person holding the talking stick would speak and the others would listen, and stories and history and teachings and healing would be passed down from generation to generation. In our modern world, I feel like we have lost a lot of precious things, and one of them being sitting in a circle and talking. But it's being revived with clubs and classes in every town and city, in your local community centre or college. You can learn various different things, from pottery to languages to healing methods that are of a holistic nature and not to be found in the mainstream. This is where my interests lie, and this is what I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about these things from a perspective of a woman who is 60 and has experienced life and experienced various different scenarios and situations, trials and tribulations and challenges, as all of us do. And I'm honouring the fact that 60 plus, both men and women, are coming into their wisdom years. Again, in tribal traditions, they would be the elders. They would be people who had lived a life and because of that experience had gained wisdom. So this is what I'm endeavouring to revive. In my books, the stories, Wildflower Woman, The False Coin, Sometimes We Cry, and My Life, My Way, my own biography. It is a sharing of wisdom in the story form. Also, in my online groups, I share the wisdom of how to heal an eating disorder, born from my own experience of having suffered from and healed my own eating disorder in my teenage years. I was a compulsive eater. I didn't know why I was binging on food until I read a book called Fat is a Feminist Issue. I practiced what it preached and I healed. I was no longer a compulsive eater and I became naturally slim, and that slimness stayed with me. In 2012, I published my book, True Slimness, the account of that recovery, that healing, that permanent healing. Why diets don't work. They don't work because we don't delve into the emotional reasons why we would be craving to eat when full in the first place. It's not necessarily a pleasant thing or even a natural thing to eat when full. An overly full stomach feels physically uncomfortable and it causes excess weight. So why would we do it? We do it to suppress our emotions, those uncomfortable, unresolved emotions. And that's what Fat is a Feminist Issue taught me, the book by Susie Orbach. And I went on to train in the Women's Therapy Centre in London in 1993, researching how to do my own self-help support groups for compulsive eating women. And I also became a breath worker, a further step on my own personal healing journey, and also what I can offer others as a way of a powerful, dynamic healing tool that helps one heal and grapple with and resolve and actually experience for the purpose of healing the previous woundings, discomforts, and even difficult traumas from the past. All of us in childhood suffered somewhat, either to a greater or lesser extent. We do have wounding. Now, if we grow up and we're not a compulsive eater, well and good, we will never have a problem with food. But if you grow up and you did become a compulsive eater, know that it's a sign. It's a sign that there was some sort of unresolved issues there, whether it was a parent that simply encouraged you to eat an extra spoonful, or whether it was being physically hit, slapped, hurt as a child. That's just a wounding that is really going to affect you in later life. That's traumatic and it needs to be healed. As an adult, you can heal that emotional wounding. Even going to school can be a difficult and even traumatic thing for the younger you who experienced it as a separation from your parents and safety, even. So we have to explore what's in our past, be aware of what's in our past, be aware of the emotions that we have in our present day, be aware of how able or unable we are to experience them, or even know why should we experience them. Well, we experience them to feel them, to heal them, because know that by feeling it, you're healing it. Yes, simply being aware of and experiencing your sadness, grief, anxiety, frustration, fear, boredom, stress, or any of the other emotions that you could feel, just by feeling them and not necessarily acting out on them, you help integrate them. They don't become a problem. They don't cause you to dive into the biscuit tin, even though you are already physically full. They don't cause you to carry excess weight because you're always wanting to suppress them, either knowingly or unknowingly. When I was a compulsive eater, I didn't realize that I was stuffing down my emotions I couldn't handle, until I read the book and gained that understanding and wisdom. And then understood that I simply had to feel my feelings and ask myself, well, what now? It's like information. You're just gaining more information about your present day situation. Maybe telling you you're in a job you don't like. Maybe telling you you're in company that you don't like. You're in a relationship that has way too many problems and it's time to leave. Or maybe it's just telling you that there's some unresolved issues that need to be dealt with concerning your mother or your father or a sibling or any area of your life. It's not just about what you eat and how you look. Oh my goodness, they are just surface things. What you eat and how you look. The factors in life for sure. But what's more important is, are you eating when you're physically full? Now that bears paying attention to, because that is the eating that you really don't need. Well, in one way you need it. You need it to suppress your emotions. And once you're aware of that, you can look at, well, how can I address my emotions? How can I deal with these emotions so that I feel them and heal them and resolve them? Maybe take some positive action concerning the information they're giving me about my world, such as see a therapist or go for a walk or phone a friend or take a holiday or leave a relationship or see less of a certain family member or friend or see more of other people and friends. Start to sort out a social life or a new training, new education, a night class in pottery or languages or physics or whatever you are interested in. Follow that still small voice within. So, this is the end of the first episode of Sofia Speaks, where we will be sharing wisdom and knowledge of simply having lived a full life. See See you next time.